This is how I would set up my RSI indicator. So first of all, we need to move towards the indicators tab at the top of our screen. We need to left click on that. And once we're there, if you don't have that favorited, you can go to the technicals and write in RSI. So it's the relative strength index. And then we need to left click on that option. Once it's loaded in, you can click on the X button at the top of your screen and we're back on our chart. Now, this may be enough for some people, but we want to edit this. We want to make this our own and we want to make this as professional as possible. So we have a white background, we have our candlesticks, and we have the RSI indicator. But to me, this is not enough. I want to edit this. So I need to bring my mouse over the indicator, right click, and click on settings. So I'm now getting the chart settings. But this is not what we wanted, and this is a common mistake. What we actually want to do is hover our mouse over the RSI name at the bottom of our screens and click on the settings here. This is how you would actually get the settings for the RSI. Now, we want to make this much more clearer. So what are we going to do? The middle band, I want it to be more visible. I want it to be thicker so that I can see when it crosses above and below. So this is how I would set that up. I would make it slightly more opaque. The upper band, I'd put this as a green, the color of green, showcasing to me that this is an upwards movement and I need to change the thickness so that it's much more visible. For the lower band, I am going to be putting that for red because it showcases selling intent. And then I need to make the line also thicker so that it's much more visible. Now, the actual lines, we can make them also a bit more thicker so they're more easy on the eyes. Same for the RSI-based moving average so that they are much more visible. So the overbought gradient fill will be red and the oversold gradient will be the color of red. Why? Because once it's overbought, it may showcase that it is being sold or maybe do a correction lower, whereas the oversold may imply that it may be bought at some point in time. So it's due a correction higher. Once we're done with this, we need to click on OK. And as you can see, the RSI indicator is much more visible on our chart. So this is how I would set up my RSI indicator. So you can see once it's moved above the figure of 70, there's the shading of red, which shows that it is overbought and maybe due a correction lower. And if we move back in time, this might be visible as well here. So this is how I would be setting up my RSI indicator.